So the world may not be taking sides, but that shouldn't be interpreted as anyone downplaying Saudi Arabia's importance. The Prime Minister even admitted yesterday it's in Canada's best interest to smooth things over here. But there isn't much of a bilateral relationship between our two countries. So just how important is Saudi Arabia to Canada? Take trade. Saudi Arabia is ranked as Canada's 19th biggest trading partner at $4 billion. As global trading goes, though, that's a small number. And while there have been threats of retaliation, like an unspecified freeze on Saudi investment, so far it hasn't amounted to much.
We have not seen significant changes in our markets, so whatever may or may not be happening is clearly not a big impact on our markets.
The kingdom says for now it won't stop oil exports to Canada, but even if tensions escalated, and it did, it only accounts for about 10% of total imports and could easily be replaced by domestic oil. So what's really at stake may come down to this.
And it is not in Canada's interest to weaken the Saudi regime, and because that would mean giving Iran, which already has an upper hand, giving them even more space to maneuver and manipulate. There's a critical imbalance of power in the Middle East.
The high stakes politics and stability of the region are what really matter for Canada and indeed the world.
It's basically, we cannot ignore Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia cannot ignore us. We cannot have a hostile relationship.
So there's a fine line between criticizing the state for human rights abuses and breaking the relationship beyond repair. An update now on a man we told you about last night who is facing deportation to Saudi Arabia. He's been granted a reprieve. The man is free from detention after an immigration hearing today in Montreal. CBC first reported yesterday that the United Nations had asked Canada to not deport him until its review of his case is complete. The man, who we are only identifying as Omar to protect him and his family, says he will be killed if he is sent back to Saudi Arabia.